power to unelected bureaucrats and cowardly congresspeople. And until we decide that changes, it won't. And right now, you have standing in front of you one of us, me. And I am somebody who recognizes that the American dream is precious, it is fragile, and it will disintegrate from this earth unless we stand up in 5 days and say no more. Unless we stand up in 5 days and say, this is our country. You will not tell me how to live it. We get a choice between someone who's willing to put his life on the line to protect the Constitution of the United States, or somebody who will break their promises. Somebody who would say they will lower our pharmaceutical costs in 2002. It's 2018. How are your pharmaceutical costs looking? Somebody who will put almost $400,000 in her pocket for her entire career from pill-pushing lobbyists. Who also, these pill-pushing lobbyists get doctors to overprescribe opioids. And you know what record we just broke last year in Macomb County? Opioid deaths. This is serious business. Senator Stabenow will say anything to get reelected. You realize that, right? Yeah. Right? So in the debate, I'm not saying anything right here, right now, that I didn't say to her face. I asked her, I said, Senator, with all due respect, ma'am, why should we believe you this time for your promises? Why should we believe you this time? When she stood up on that same stage 12 years ago and said that she would fund all of our troops who were deployed, every piece of equipment that we needed, and in 2007, after the election was over, she voted against emergency funding for troops in Iraq. You know why? You know how I know that? Because I was there. I was there. I recognize she turned our backs on our military. And I will tell you this, my solemn vow to my brothers and sisters and my veterans. If you have my 6th on November 6th, I'll have your 6th for the next 6 years. That all said, I'm not running to beat Senator Stabenow. You know that, right? I got better things to do. I got a family, I got a business. That's the thing. I'm extremely blessed. I'm running to serve you. I'm running to serve you. I'm running to serve our children. See, I don't have hate in my heart. I don't have hate in my heart. Senator Stabenow, I think she's doing her best, but she either can't or she won't. Because in 43 years, she has not had the occasion to develop the skill set to understand what we're up against. She's got $1 million house in D.C. and she's been down there for 20 years. How can she relate to what's going on back here? You know, we have Asian carp DNA in the Chicago River. They're dumping sewage in Lake St. Clair. There are algae blooms in the Erie. There are PFAS issues all over the state. And she's happy that she only got a little bit cut in both administrations. That should be table stakes. I'll tell you what, if Senator Stabenow gets reelected, our babies are going to be surrounded by water they can neither drink or swim in. We need to do more than just talking about saving our Great Lakes, but do something about it. I'm running for people who don't have the options that we have. I'm running for the people who have been forgotten, people who are disillusioned, people who are disenfranchised, people who are discouraged. They're forgotten. I went to a Pistons game. This past Friday. I stepped out of the vehicle. And as soon as I stepped out of the vehicle, an African-American man said, "Hey, you're John James." In the middle of Cass Avenue. I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am." He said, "I'm voting for you." I walked into LCA, and the people giving me handshakes and giving me winks and giving me encouragement. And I walked through, and there was someone who was sweeping the popcorn. Very nice lady. She dropped her broom and she smiled. She gave me a thumbs up and waved and said, I went up to the concession stand to get a hot dog for my wife and I. And the people behind the hot dog stand wanted to take a selfie with me. See, these are the things. These are the things that you don't notice. But when you go all over, who wants a yard sign? Right? Now, we ran out and took them all. You took them all. We ran out of 20,000 yard signs because this is not just about what's going on in Detroit with people who feel neglected and forgotten. This is about what's going on in Alpena, in Marquette, in Traverse City, in Benton Harbor with the people of Michigan who feel neglected in Broken High. There's something going on in Michigan. This is a state that both Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump won because the establishments of both parties have failed us. And so when I go to an NAACP dinner a couple of months ago, I get pulled aside by a lady who says, I've been living in Detroit for 45 years, and the Democratic Party has neglected me. This was before the primary. I get pulled aside by another young woman who says, I'm a Democrat, but I'm excited to have a conservative to finally vote for. The thing is, we don't have a black or white message. We have a red, white, and blue message. We have a message of freedom and justice for all. The Republican Party and the Democrat Party have their issues and their failures, but we're not going to fix them by yelling at each other from across the aisle. We need to come together as Americans. I didn't fight for Republicans when I was in Iraq. I didn't fight for Democrats when I was in Iraq. I didn't put my life on the line for partisanship. I put my life on the line for America, the United States of America and the Constitution. But see, that's the thing. There are too many people who haven't heard that story yet. There are too many people who don't know what we have yet. There are too many people who have been lulled by a false sense of security. That we should not only accept mediocrity from our leaders, but that we should expect it. We must accept only excellence from our leaders, because that's what we expect from ourselves. People who will work as hard as you do each and every single day. Right. And you know what? Don't take this for granted. The momentum is on our side. You know that, right? The momentum is on our side. Momentum's on our side, and we see that, we know that all over the state. All over the state. And the point is that you may go back home, and 10 people you know are voting the right way. But don't take that for granted. You need to make sure that we leave nothing on the field. President Trump won the state by 10,000 votes. Who the heck are we? Right? It's the President of the United States now. Razor-thin margins to get 2.5 million votes. I need everybody in this room and everybody watching and listening. Do not lay your head on your pillow on November 6th until you know you've done everything you possibly can to save this Constitution. Raise your hands again. Why is Debbie Stabenow still in Congress? Because we have failed. I know you won't again. I know you won't again, because you know how it's not about what's on our skin or between our legs. It's about what's in between our ears. It's about making sure You can change that on November 6th. Thank you for your help. God bless you.